Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Ellen, and today I will cover how energy affects us as a whole. I will be covering our personal energy and then energy from others and then surrounding energy. So before I get started, I just wanted to remind you to please share and like, and if you care to subscribe, I would appreciate it. It is always free on YouTube. So please subscribe if you like this channel, okay? So you can go ahead and help this channel as well. Thank you so much. Okay, so I wanted to cover your energy, our energy, and how to maintain the positive energy, the positive vibe that we carry around, hopefully. So what I often do, there are days obviously when you might not feel your best. And I'm thinking, learning to cope with that in terms of perhaps turning on some music, a fun song that you really enjoy. That always helps. Anyways, helps me and has helped many of my friends. Sometimes going for a long walk, go outside, do something upbeat, maybe have a really fun conversation with a friend, or watch a funny movie, or things like that, just to kind of keep your energy level up. Because I find that when you keep your energy high, at a high vibration, it seems like you have a better day as well. And you have great downloads, ideas, that you might have not had, most likely not, when you are kind of not feeling so great, your energy level being low. So that would be in terms of keeping your energy up high. Some people have espresso, I guess, to kind of get a pick me up. But I'm thinking if you really want to refer to positive energy and maintaining it, I'm thinking it's really important to keep a positive outlook and to ask yourself what you can learn from situations when they're not perfect. But I'm thinking, there is everything in life comes for a reason. And if you look at it in a more um, like a lesson, perhaps, then you will be feeling better about it and you can apply different tools the next time around. But the energy level, I think to really keep it going, do some exercises, running, whatever makes you happy. I think try to maintain that level of energy as high and constant as possible. That, like I said, it's fabulous. It's you have a different day. You just do. Then I want to talk about energy from others that surround us. It could be friends, co-workers, people that we love, and then of course there are people that we occasionally come together with, I should say. I'm sorry, um, and they also have energy. They have positive and sometimes negative energy. So you want to make sure that you are very careful with whom you surround yourself with, and kind of take a take a you know, kind of get a feel for how they make you feel. If you walk away from having a conversation with your coworkers or perhaps friends or anyone that you interact with, and you feel drained afterwards, that's usually a good indication of them not necessarily giving you anything positive in terms of energy, and that might bring you down as well. And sometimes it takes time to get back up to that level where you would like to see yourself at, because it affects our health as well. I'm thinking if you are maintaining a positive outlook on life, usually those people are usually healthy or healthier, just because they look at it as everything as a can do kind of attitude, rather than, oh, it's impossible to overcome. So positive energy, I think it's really crucial. And of course, people who are surrounding you, whom you interact with, sometimes you don't really have much of a choice. But I'm thinking if it comes from friends or coworkers, and you notice that they really kind of affect you in some negative way, keep those conversations brief if you can and to the point. And I would even go as far as maybe not doing direct eye contact, perhaps as little as possible, just because eyes also give you lots of, they can take energy and they can take energy. So give and take. So I would say, keep those conversations really quick and then move on and keep it light. That has helped me a lot. And I've talked to many of my friends as well and family members, and they tell me as well that when they are surrounded by people who are negative, it's almost like the room feels a little heavier. You don't want to spend too much time there. You will find yourself being invited to parties at times, gatherings, and if you can just shield yourself, kind of like build a little hollow around you, little with lots of light, if you can, and just maintain a positive outlook on life, and then walk away and as quickly as you can. And then, of course, there are places and spaces as well that contain energy, that hold energy. There are times where you go into a room and there's no one there, but you just kind of feel it. It has some heaviness. It um, it doesn't make you feel very good. It's almost like you're getting goosebumps. It's just something odd, and you don't always know all the history of the building or the place. So when you feel things like that, I would say move on as quickly as you can. When something gives you a strange vibe, so to speak, these are often places that perhaps something has happened in the past. You can even find yourself when you go into a room where people are actually located, or they are having a conversation, or perhaps they have just left the room, but you saw them leaving, and you walk in and you can feel that density. It's very heavy, and you can feel it, you can sense it. It's funny how energy, it's almost like air. You know that air is obviously always there. Lucky for us, right? We can breathe it, but we really can't touch it. It's nothing tangible. It's nothing that you can wrap and put into a box. And energy is kind of the same. You can feel it, um, but you can't really see it. And I'm telling you, as a child, I was living in a home. I was born in that house, and I just wanted to give you an example here on how buildings can contain, they can hold the energy as well. And my father, back in the days, had built the home by himself with very little help there. Anyway, he had built a home, and so it was us growing up in that home. And as I was about 12 years old or so, we moved on. My father built another house in another city. We moved away. We sold the house. And years later, gosh, it was about 20 years later, I had come back to that town and kind of revisiting a few friends and family members. And I went to that house because I had been overseas. And those people who had lived there came and asked me some questions in regards to what was wrong with this house, if something horrible had happened. And I thought that was very interesting, and I asked him why. And he said, well, we had lost one wing of the house due to a fire. Somebody died there. And others, we've only owned this house for 6 months. Prior to that, there had been several owners, and they all either ended up in divorce or, lots of arguments and fights all the time. It was very interesting because it kind of told me as well that even bricks hold memory, they hold your energy. And we were a very happy home. And it's almost as if anyone took who bought into this home after we had been living there for a very, very long time, um, they just, the building itself, the house itself, kind of was spitting out everyone else who tried to take residence in that house. Fascinating, I thought. And as I was walking away, I was puzzled. But I told myself maybe one day I buy the house and then I can fill it with all my good energy again. I don't know if you ever come across anything like that, But it is fascinating, I think, that when you can't put your finger on it, you can't see it, but you can feel things. And so I would say always rely on your compass, so to speak, that will guide you and tell you when something is good for you or not. And I'm thinking that if you encounter energy by others or building or just trying to keep up your own energy, do things, hear things, have these conversations, and check with yourself and see how you feel afterwards. If you feel invigorated and happy and then good, great, do more of that. However, if it is something where you feel like every time you leave or you have come you've come out of a conversation or dropped someone off or they drop you off and you feel sluggish and maybe even have a headache or just not feeling yourself, um, listen to yourself, because that is an indication that perhaps you are not surrounding yourself with the right people, or with whatever you are doing, that isn't really you. Okay, so I'm thinking, just check in with yourself on how you feel after you have interactions with people who bring you down, perhaps, or who put you take you up a notch, so to speak. um, and then when you do things that you are not, your heart is not in it, and you feel drained afterwards, just don't do it anymore. Do other things that make you happy, that fulfill you, and go from there. So that is my conclusion today in terms of energy and how it affects you and how other people can affect you with their energy. So always select your friends carefully. With co-workers, we don't always have a choice. But then I would say keep it simple. Try not to get too involved in these conversations if you don't have to. And then otherwise just go outside rather quickly afterwards and try to clear the energy and think of something else. Here, listen to a fun song or what have you. Read something uplifting, because I really do believe that where energy goes, your your energy kind of flows as well. So it's like when you think of something that's very positive, um, your energy goes up. But when you are looking at something, or looking at watching a movie or reading a book that's very negative, you most likely will not necessarily have pleasant dreams afterwards. So keep it light. All right, so thank you so much, and I hope to see you again. And again, this is Ellen, and today was all about the energy. So keep it nice and light, and I will see you another time. I thank you so very much for tuning in. Bye bye.